Hey, guys, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Bay here, and we're going to talk about something that's really fucking important. What are your thoughts on the war in Iran? I'm just joking. You do not have. I love your. I'd probably drive you fucking crazy because you're watching me do this stuff and you're going, "Don't say this shit. Don't do this shit," because you got to be in agreement, right? But I won't.
Well, that's why I love watching. I never know what I'm gonna get. And
Yeah.
It's like why I watch Netflix.
I want to ask you this, dude. Though seriously, I'm putting all my money in stock in the C4C. This I've always. I mean, but I'm gonna double down and triple down. I think you guys are gonna be. You should be more busy than ever because if we are what I think we are, which is another Vietnam or another Gulf or a long tail play.
Yeah.
It's going to put people into that weirdo zone.
Yeah.
And I was saying this last week that when that happens, it's not that people don't buy.
Right.
But
what?
They get weird, they get scared.
Yep.
And the leveling up of what you have to do becomes so imperative that if you don't have a system, you're going to be, I think that this is where the tail off of where we see people dying. So
all right. Yeah. I'm going to clean that. Yeah. I'm going to clean that up for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate to be a pessimist here, but we got to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, the way that the world is going, it's going to get to a point where it's going to get harder to sell. Okay, people are scared to sell, right? And you know what? We're not going to be talking the economy, global economy, but we all know that. What that means is, it doesn't mean people do not buy. They still buy shit. They're still consumers. But who they buy from, the disparity between the winners and losers are going to be very, very apparent. The good sellers, they're going to still crush it and crush it more. The middle dabblers and know-it-alls, they're going to get killed. And the people who never did in the beginning, they're not going to feel any difference anyway because they still suck, right? So they're not going to notice anything. The middle people, they're going to get killed. And you hear it here now. You hear it here first. And since I'm on with Twisty, I'm not censoring anything. You guys are going to get killed.
Yeah.
If you do not get good at
dude.
this.
I'm really
if you don't get
worried
good
a lot.
at this.
I'm worried for a lot of people that I care about. And
no doubt.
Dude, 9 years. I can't believe that thing came up and I was like, 9 years we've known each other, been friends, and we've been rolling on some stuff. And we've seen some shit. We got through COVID together.
Yep.
I am more worried about this next 6 months to 18 months, especially with midterm coming up.
Yep. I got 3 years on my radar.
Yeah. Okay. So the next 3 years is crucial. Okay, now, what other people could do out there is there's a lot of people that have been students of Close for Chiro. And
Thank you.
I'm going to say, and even myself, man, I got to tell you, dude, last 2 years, I look back at all of my greatest clients, and it was, I did a properly trained Dan C4C close on them. I really think this is important. My favorite people and my favorite clients, I did the system. Everyone else, either if they're still with me, and if they're watching, you know who you are, and you might not know who you are. I love them. I don't like working with them. Does that make sense? The people I love, I went through the system.
I tell you, exactly.
So happiness is going to be a big part of this too. It's not just money, but I want to say something about you've been stolen from. We've talked about behind the scenes. The reality though is you've changed everything in the last, every masterclass and every training season, you guys keep evolving and adapting. Talk to me about how you do that and why.
I wish I could tell you that it was some like epiphany and whatever. Actually, the evolution and innovation is actually based around fear. I'll be honest with you. I'm afraid that I'm not going to keep up. I'm afraid that I know the world is moving and I know everything around me is moving, right? I'm afraid if I stand still, I'm going to get killed in the middle. So the same fear that I have for my marketplace and my industry and my professions and my brothers and sisters in this profession is the same fear I feel. So that drives me, right? And I wish I could tell you it's because I meditate at 5 a.m. in the morning during a cold plunge. Like, that's not me, okay? I'm just telling you, like, for real. Like, what makes me move, and me and our team, including you, Tristan, you're a part of the team, we're always trying to do things differently, isn't because we try to necessarily do it better. We just know we have to do something different, at some click. Otherwise, you're like a shark. Like, you stop moving, you die. Like, that's a fear. It's an amygdala, deep, survival type of thing. It's like, I can't stand still. Nothing in nature stays the same. If it's not getting better, it's getting worse. These are fundamental, even chiropractic tenets. Right. This is not just lip service. Like I truly feel that if I, and I have plenty of examples of just not in my life. And I'm sure you do too, Tris, where you see things that haven't changed.
Yeah.
And they die. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
AKA Everest. Listen, we went through shit. Everest is supposed to be a spinoff and we're supposed to go our separate ways. What happened to you guys? What happened is you stayed still.
You stayed still. Yeah.
And you got crushed. And you're now on the brink of existence. That's a shame. I really wanted you guys to do well. Really. That means more of us are learning this and for our profession, right? And the fact that they're not doing it anymore, if they are, it's such at a low scale, it's making no impact. Like, you might think I'm happy about that. No, I want my competitors in my space to do well. That's all good. That means more people are consuming this. Just like, that's why all the gas stations are in the same corner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, if they level up, then the standard goes up, and the standard keeps going up, everybody's going up. But you've seen a lot of people held back, and that fear, dude, I think that's such a beautiful thing because I agree with it. I'm with you. That's what happened with me in chiropractic results. I got scared. I was going to be the old man yelling at people going, stay off my lawn.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I going to do? Either I fucking, you have to adapt. And it's funny we're talking about adaptability because that's what, the essence of chiropractic's about. When I have seen, I walk away. I've been so lucky to go to every master class and finally go to Arizona one. And I walk away going, oh man, that's different and new. I wasn't thinking about that. When you think about this next training season, which is going to be essential, again, I'm going to say to people out there, what we're talking about, I believe that we're in for a long haul. This would be the right time to get into a master class. What are you most excited about? What jams you up about this training season and for this group?
Yeah. So when I think about every season, and the beauty on how this all unfolded is that every season, its own little episode. I feel like it's my own little Netflix drama. Yes. It's like episode 1, and we call them seasons, right? So we're coming on season 2. Season 1 was a huge success, already banking a ton of wins from the docs that came through season 1. And these are verified results.
Yeah.
All right. Does that make sense? Like verified results. Thank you. Okay. Flexible. Right. And I realized even now with AI, that's very important. I don't know where I learned that from. Maybe his name is Tristan Schaub. I don't know. But some really smart dude told me that we now have to index our results so that, our metrics are not just inside of our bubble. They need to be broadcast, especially if you have a legitimate business and you're doing good work. Nevertheless, what I'm most excited about this crew coming up is I think we are now in 2026, we are now seeing the product of the years of shit that we went through 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
The fight that you were to make sales a thing and you did it, and now you're cleaning up the mess that you made yourself.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's the same thing, dude, on the marketing side. I'm seeing every company use the word growth engines, growth levers, all this stuff. And I'm going, fuck, you guys are fucking it up now.
Exactly. But 10 years ago, Tris, I use the word sales. It was immediate like vomit, right?
I can't believe you still got a little bit. It's not as much, but you love
not as much.
You still love it. This isn't.
But the people who are on the other side, they're way more vocal about it. Right.
Yeah.
Before they weren't as vocal. They would just be like, I don't like it. It's icky. Right.
Yeah.
But now in season 2, these faces that and by the way, every season we limit it because we want to know them. So we do a background check, a due diligence on almost every person that comes through. Right. And so what I see is, and I remember, oh my God, I remember this guy from like 8 years ago. And I remember, he or she was like, I don't want to sell. Sales is nasty. Sales is manipulative. Sales is fraud, right? And now they're saying, I can't wait to learn a sales process for my business. My God.
Well, here's the other thing that's interesting because you've always, integrity is a huge thing. Even yesterday you posted from the advertisement you did where you paid for someone. Yeah. And I really jumped on it and go, everyone's going to go search now $18.94 or whatever the price was for that thing.
I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know.
That was great. But you said but here's an interesting thing. You have evolved and adapted at a Dan rate, which I call that behind the scenes, a consistent, I'm going to check the temperature. But for years, you said only chiros. This is interesting. We had a very, very happy acupuncturist at the last one who almost has tripled her closing, or doubled or tripled her closing ratio. And she is ecstatic. You've had other people, naturopaths, I believe, the last one in Chicago. So you have
orthopedists.
Okay, orthopedic. Okay,
Yeah.
So you've opened the door. You've opened the crack. Why did you choose to do that? And I know that, some old school people might be going, wait, what happened? Where is this going? You don't have to tell everything, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. So that's very easy. We get pitched every week from people in other verticals. Okay. So let's see. In the past 10 years, ton of acupuncturists, LMTs all the time, non-surgical orthopedists, cosmetic dentists, plastic surgeons, concierge primary care, funeral directors, landscape architects and designers, and a couple of more that I've seen through the years. So it's not uncommon that they find us. And frankly, they get on our list, and they also join our webinars, and they all pose as chiros, even though I can see in their background, they're in a fucking dental office, whatever. That's cool. So that's not uncommon. We've seen that for the last 10 years. What's different now is that we just started to talk to them. And the main impetus for me to talk to these people is because I just needed a different perspective, right?
That makes sense.
Here's the thing, and you know how this goes, Twisty. When you're so chiro, right, it automatically lends itself to create its own little bubble organically. It's like comes out of nowhere, right? It just appears. And so occasionally, and this is good advice for all of my brothers and sisters in chiro, is that you got to get out of the chiro bubble a little bit.
Yeah.
Be someone else for a day. Just look outside and look at chiro from a different perspective, because that's what these guys are doing, right?
Yeah.
So I ask them, hey, what do you think? What about blah? Anyway, one thing leads to another, and they're just cool people. And they're friends of the industry philosophically. Like, they have nothing against us. They don't talk shit. Which is why I get a lot of PTs now, DPTs. They're
Right.
Well, hold on, but their industry is changing, so their business acumen needs to get up there. So they know that, they see the writing on the wall. So they're calling me, but I still can't get with a PT because they are shit talkers. And so most of the time, it's like, you guys have been talking shit about our profession for literally 50 years, right? So I don't know. I know you didn't say anything. I'm just saying I still got a sore place. So you can go fuck yourselves right now. Okay, I'll come to you later, maybe. But these people are friends of the profession. They're solid. And they're good workers. They work hard. So when they all ask and ask, we all say, no. This time I said, you know what, guys, we could squeeze them in. It's very strict rules for them, though.
It's a good to have them. I like it, dude. All right. Going back to that result stuff. Here's an interesting thing coming out of the last couple rounds of training.
Hit me.
It's time. And, for years it's been closing ratio. Yes, C4Cs help. It's been inevitable that they're going to help you increase your closing ratio. You've multiplied care plans 3, 4, 5x, in some cases 7 to 10x in some markets and some clinics. But the thing that's come out, especially the last one, was, and this is something you can't get back. You can always make more money, but you can't get back time. And it was so fun and interesting. Seth Pearl. I just talked to Joe Perry in Pennsylvania, and every single person's telling me, man, I've gotten more time back. I've cut so tell me what that means to you to hear that, because I know that it's always about more money and cash fans and that, but now to hear actually people talking about how C4C systems are giving them back time, which you can never get back.
Yeah. And I'll be frank, that was never our thing that we set out for, because it wasn't always, wrapped around saving time. But what's actually happened here, this is just retrospectively, is that because we have induced and installed structure, by mere virtue of structure, you just get very laser focused, right?
Yeah.
And you just become more efficient with it. And time is also relative, right, Twisty? So it's not just about the actual empirical ticking of the seconds, right? Time is relative. If you're stressed out of your mind, you're busy.
Yeah.
You're fucking busy. And you spend a lot of time worrying and coping, however you guys cope, whether it be drugs or whether it be porn or whether it be, doom scrolling till 2 a.m., whatever. Everyone copes their own way, right? That takes time. So 2 ways. Number one, when you install structure, that just generally saves time, because one of the biggest things I know you know this, Twisty, is hey, more than tell you what to do, brothers and sisters, stop doing X, Y, and Z. So when you simplify the process, it usually works better. B, when you're not as stressed, that buys you time as well, doesn't it?
There's so many docs that are moving. It's, I don't know, maybe it's our age group and stuff like that too. So like you move with your people, and it's like everyone's trend right now, including myself, is the C. And I've seen you for years. I told you the last couple of years, dude, you've always been a great leader, but seeing your transformation into the CEO, Dan, has been inspiring to me and helped me this last 2 years. And it's sparked me to get into that moment. And now it seems like every conversation I'm having with docs is like, I'm moving into my CEO, like I'm moving into my C, which that translates into freedom and time.
Yeah.
And then the math is, here's the overall thing, man. Look, no group is perfect, no community is perfect, but you guys have stood the test of time of loyalty, respect, and happiness. I've gone through some shit with people going, man, I'm surprised. I say it even to this day. I'm like, dude, I can't believe people are still with me. I'm like, I sold you into shit that they're like, it wasn't you, dude. It wasn't you.
Right.
You didn't know it was going to go that way, but I still don't take responsibility there.
Right.
I take so much responsibility for it.
Hey, you know what, Tris? Like, you can't hide who you are. And that's what I realized. Like, ultimately, you can't. And thing with you, Tris, don't forget, before, you made some bad decisions, and you would absolutely be first.
Which I contribute. This is very important to bad. Here's this is not a plug for C4C. Bad sales systems that led to burnout. And when you're burnt out, you make bad fucking decisions.
Bad decisions. Desperation mode, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But you had built up so much more goodwill than you actually realized prior to that. So, and here's the lesson here. Even like, let's just go down to the microcosm of day one, day two. If your day one is solid, that builds enormous goodwill where it makes up for mistakes on day two and beyond, right? Doesn't mean you have to stop evolving. It doesn't mean you have to stop learning about it. You still should improve. But that goodwill, right, that we're talking about is a sales concept, right? Because people do business with people that they love and trust, and they are a solution to my problem. That is goodwill. Because let's go back to Cairo Sushi, Tris.
Yeah.
That was enormous goodwill for the industry, right?
Yeah.
And it was a pattern interrupt. It was disruptive. It was beautiful. Like when that happened, I was like, dude, sign me up. I don't know what it is right now, but I fucking love it. It is different. It's a disruption. It has my attention, and we're you and I are two different generations, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, what is it? Sign me up. I want in like yesterday. So anyway, I think that's why you survived any errors, right?
Yeah.
Because you had
cool
built
to
that
just be around tankers and be with tankers at the, I get to pick up the bill for when Austin sneaks out.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Hey. Just to be around people that have been around for you. It's just, I know that you don't sell the community. It's not anywhere in your narrative typically about like why you should be in C4C or why you join, because there's a whole other system that you have. But there's a pride in tankers. There's a happiness in takers. There's also the reason that I only work, and it's evolved that way because it just made mathematical sense to me.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm only going to work with, as a marketing person, we push this as a narrative because it's a true one. Same thing Andrew's doing with Phoenix. It's like, it just makes sense for me as a marketing person to work with better closers and salespeople in the profession.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. And I'm so proud of the tankers. I'm so proud of the community because they're, and I can't take all the credit for it. They came to us with a work ethic. That's the only word I can put out there. A work ethic that makes it easy to work with. Makes sense? Yeah. We all have bad clients, bad patients. And we talk about your pain in the ass patients. What makes them so pain in the ass? Well, A, they're entitled. B, they don't want to do any work. Like it's the same narrative.
It is.
And so when I think about tankers, all I'm thinking is if I ever needed to go to war and I needed people to put their fucking helmets on and go to work, those are the people that I'm recruiting, number one. You know what I'm saying? And let's look at this even bigger, Tris. These are the future leaders of our profession. Make sense? Yeah. They're the future leaders.
I love that you know that and you see that and you're lighting those candles. Right. People are going to hear this March 21st. It is how many more days until this season closes out?
It's whenever we hit that number, and we're damn close. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's the next season starts the March 31st, sorry. And we got maybe 3 or 4 days before, everything start getting shipped out. The late arrivals could slide in if we have room, but yeah, we're pretty much there. If not, we have season 3 open.
Okay. So here's my thing. You guys hear this, and if you can get in, if you, how I roll with the Spiz is I don't ask people to discount shit. They shouldn't be doing that, but I'll add more value onto this. If you're the next person that enrolls, gets on a call with C4C, we're going to hook you up with chiropractic results for a premium account for a whole year. That's $7,500. Waive the setup fee, give you a $500 a month program. Here's why. Again, I go back to, if you're a marketing person, if you're a marketing company who follow, and a lot of you guys do, you should be telling your clients, I need you to get in this room for 2 days. I need you to take this course for 6 to 7 weeks. I implore you, because our work will work so much better together.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. You've made my life working with people, and I've seen the broken, the humbled, the I thought I was gonna get. I love working with those people because that's me. That's the Jesus in me. But it's made it even easier working with those.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is. Like I want. I'm Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, but I couldn't do it much longer, Dan, or I was gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
and now the only captain is like I think about David Ritchie. I shout out David Ritchie and
David Ritchie, what's up? Shout out.
David is first of all, probably one of the best craftsman AO people out there. He's getting people from 3 hours, 4 hours away. And I look at Dr. K, who was down there. She's another AO doctor who came in through Dennis. And these guys are the best of the best. I'm sorry. They're better than Gons. No, I'm just joking. But I call them, I'm like, that is, oh my God, that AO work. And I'm hearing these guys go, well, I was charging $65 a visit. Now they're doing $5,000 fucking care plans without blinking an eye.
Right.
And it should be more.
It should be more.
But that's man, thank you for helping those people, because they are the true artists, and that's the ones who have struggled the most. Is they are the artists, and they didn't have a system. Dan, Jen, and the whole team at C4C has given them a system, making it super fucking easy for marketing guys like me to do smart stuff with them without them fucking crying, bending over, and praying to God.
Right. And then complaining about you sending them weak leads.
Yes,
that's gotta suck. I mean, that's gotta be horrible.
So thank you, as always, man.
Well, thank you, brother.
Close for Cairo. You get in this year. I'm going to tell you guys, Dan's telling you he's got a forecast for 3 years. I got at least 18 months. I'm scared, but I'm not scared when I have the right people around me. At least it helps me think better, brighter, and bolder. So
right.
If you want to be bigger, better, and bolder in 2026, for C is one of the easiest ways.
Thank you. Let's go.
Thanks, dude.